So a couple of days ago, I made a video talking about if we will get a February Nintendo Direct or not, and a lot of you seem to think for sure, like, of course we would. It just seems like something that would happen. Even though we're getting a big Switch 2 Direct in April, Nintendo probably will give us lots of Switch 1 information in the February Direct to help tie us over until then. So you guys kind of got me hyped thinking maybe it's going to happen, and now it seems more likely than ever, meaning that we could even see this Direct as early as next week. Now, of course, I'm not confirming anything, of course, until Nintendo announces it themselves, but there's a lot of information that adds up to maybe it being next week. So once again, take everything in this video with a grain of salt until Nintendo officially announces the thing, but I'm going to show you some information that might convince you that next week could be a week for a Switch 1 focused Nintendo Direct. Real quick though, in yesterday's video we got about 85 brand new subscribers. Let's see how many we can get on today's video. Let's try to crack 100. If you're really excited about this upcoming Nintendo Direct for Switch 1, potentially, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. So what exactly is going on and what makes us think there's going to be a Nintendo Direct next week? And even if there is, what the heck are they going to show off before this Switch 2 Direct in April? This little diagram actually came from somebody on Reddit who kind of put everything together in one chart so we can see what's happening. So starting from the top left, we have information from Brazil, who is an insider who has gotten a lot of things right. He's gotten some things wrong too, but so far he's still pretty much one of those that we can believe a good amount of the time. Shortly after the Switch 2 presentation, he takes to the internet and states, "What a ride it's been, huh y'all? Thankfully, the February Direct is just around the corner," with a smiley face emoji. He also came out recently and stated that there's some type of major first-party game on the way, the final big release for the current Switch. The game is expected to be a fresh title in a beloved series, but on a smaller scale compared to other big Nintendo franchises. Brazil emphasized that this won't be a remaster. So this part is just one rumor from one person. We'll talk about that special first-party game in a second, but let's move on to more information. The second box is a little bit more interesting. Nintendo has another investors meeting on February 4th, which is their 9-month earning release. This is when they're going to talk about all the holiday sales of games, stuff like Brothership is going to be pretty interesting to see, more stuff on like Mario Party Jamboree, probably even Echoes of Wisdom with their sales. So I'm kind of interested in that for sure. But right now, Nintendo doesn't have a lot on their schedule or their slate. I mean, they literally only have Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition coming in March. No other games slated. You know there's going to be a Switch 2 Direct in April, but that's a long time away, and that reveal trailer for Switch 2 was pretty much everything we've expected and didn't really show any crazy things. So yeah, I feel like Nintendo's want to get some games out at least around this time, or maybe even announce the thing before February 4th, so we could be getting an announcement as early as Monday. So just keep your eyes peeled. Maybe Nintendo wants to get out ahead of this and let investors know that there's some exciting things coming, or maybe they wait. It's hard to say. In the third square we have, it says there has been a Nintendo Direct in February for the last 4 years, and always on a Wednesday. Now, we always have Pokemon Presents at the end of the month around February 26th or the 27th, but on 2019, we had February 13th, which was a Wednesday. On 2020, we had March 26th, which is a Thursday. That was a weird year. On 2021, we had February 17th, which was a Wednesday. 2022, we had February 9th, which was a Wednesday. 2023, we had February 8th, which is a Wednesday. And 2024, we had February 21st, which was a Wednesday. And this one was probably the furthest out they've went in February. And in the final square, it shows that we have a system maintenance on February 4th through the 5th. Now, Nintendo does have a history of having maintenance around Nintendo Directs. They're not always confirmed 100%, but they do happen. If we look at the little chart here on the right, these are some examples. As you can see, there's not always a direct correlation with these maintenances, but sometimes they do lead to a direct, like literally immediately. You look at September 2022, they had maintenance on the 12th, and then right after that, the day later, on the 13th, they had an actual Nintendo Direct. Same thing in 2023 with the September 14th maintenance, we had a September Nintendo Direct literally on the same day, on the 14th. June 18th, 2024, we had a maintenance, and on the same day, we had a Nintendo Direct. So we can kind of allude that there is a chance that we could have a Nintendo Direct either on the same day, the same week, or maybe a week later. So if we look at the calendar and look at a Wednesday, it's either going to be the 5th, the 12th, or the 19th, because we know that 26th date is probably going to be reserved for the Pokemon Presents. So which of these 3 weeks is it going to be? Personally, I'm going the 5th or the 12th. It looks like Nintendo almost every single time has chosen the first or the second week. With all the above information, I'm kind of inclined to believe that next week kind of makes sense for a lot of reasons. But before we talk about what this direct is even going to be about, I'm kind of interested in that PH Brazil message. Apparently there's some franchise that's niche but heavily loved in getting some type of smaller game but a big game for Switch 1. It's just like, it's big but it's small, it's huge but it's niche. Like, what is this game? I've been trying to think about it a lot, and he claims it's not a remaster, and I feel like that might be a hint. If it's not a remaster and it's kind of a niche franchise but heavily loved, what could this be? To me, there's about 3 franchises that kind of make sense in my mind. I'd say Kid Icarus, because it definitely is niche, but it's heavily loved and people really want Kid Icarus Uprising back, but apparently this isn't a remaster. You also have F-Zero. There's been rumors of F-Zero GX, but once again, that would be a remake or a remaster, so I don't know if there's a new F-Zero game coming out somehow. We also have Star Fox, which I don't even know if Star Fox is necessarily niche. It's just in a tight spot right now, but fans definitely love Star Fox, so maybe there is some type of new Star Fox being made, but on a smaller scale that's not a remake or a remaster. I don't know, because I would personally hope that's not the case. I want them to go all out with a huge brand new Star Fox game for Switch 2, not something that's smaller scale at the end of the Switch 1's life cycle. I feel like that's just kind of laying it out to dry at that point. So hopefully Star Fox gets better than that. But the only other things I can possibly think of is like a new Rhythm Heaven game, which I personally would absolutely love. In Tomodachi Life, maybe there's some type of new Tomodachi Life. I feel like that'd be smaller scale, but something that fans really love, but a niche franchise. So who knows what this is, but either way, this does has me interested in seeing what the heck this franchise is. Now, I made a video a couple of days ago talking about what this direct could actually have in store, and I'm not going to go through everything, but long story short, probably a lot more remakes and remasters, because what else would they show for Switch 1 before moving on to Switch 2? Yeah, I mean, there's rumors right now, even from the one that predicted the Switch 2 presentation date, or at least the trailer announcement date, Nate the Hate also said we'd be getting Kirby Planet Robobot, which is really exciting to me. Hopefully this is something that's completely remade and adds a lot new content, or maybe even adds Triple Deluxe to it as well. One could hope. But there's also still those rumors of some type of Fire Emblem remake. I can definitely finally see that being here. I guess it's for Genealogy of the Holy War that's been talked about for so long now, so maybe it's time we see that. We can see some other small things. Metroid Prime 2 and 3, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess could finally be there. Just some more, you know, ports, remakes, and remasters to fill out this couple of months until we get to April and get this big Switch 2 showcase. And I think with people knowing that there's a Switch 2 Nintendo Direct coming a couple months later in the month of April, I don't think this direct can fail, no matter how bad it is. So just be like, okay, well, time to wait until April, whatever happens. But either way, I think it's still going to be pretty decent. I mean, especially considering the fact that we'll probably finally get a deeper analysis and dive into Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and maybe even a direct announced. Could you imagine if we got like a Metroid Prime 4 separate direct announced for the month of March? That would easily help us to tie over until then. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of talk about this game. Finally showing more gameplay, more cutscenes, what we'll be doing in the game. I can't wait to see what this game has in store for it, and this could finally be the direct to really just open up with this. So I hope that this is like a big portion of the direct, like 5 or 10 minutes of them just talking about Metroid Prime 4, and then maybe, like I said, announcing some type of special presentation for the game later on. That would be awesome as well. But yeah, that's something to definitely look forward to with this upcoming direct. Regardless, it looks like something could be happening in this month of February, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo has in store for the end of Switch 1. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what you're expecting from Nintendo. Do you think Nintendo's going to have some type of direct or presentation or really anything this month? Let me know in the comments down below, and what would you want to see the most out of a Switch 1 focused Nintendo Direct? Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.